Hide, hide, hide. Oh my God, you guys, I'm such a non-professional. I can't even. Hi, welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out 10 minutes late every week. Hi, I'm Bozer. I ruined the entrance. Yep, that if you're listening back on podcast, just check out YouTube for a hot second. Show the unveiling way too soon. But that's what we do here. You're not coming to 4 Geeks by Geeks for the professional perfection. You're coming to learn what not to do when starting your own podcast and learn from actual professionals like my guest tonight, which you're going to meet very soon. But first of all, welcome. If this is your first time and you're watching back or listening, we do this every week. Thursdays at 8:30 Eastern Standard-ish, like tonight, live on Twitch. So come out, hang out in the chat, just like Alec is, of course, as always. Apparently, he's got some big news that I get to hear after the stream. Can't wait for that. And he's also answering the command QOTD, the question of the day, which you haven't already. Use that command and find out the question, which was, what was your favorite toy growing up? It's a little on brand for our discussion tonight. Alex says it was D's and Game Boy. What's the D's, Alec? D's nuts! Had to. It's different when you do it to yourself. It's just me, y'all. It's just me. It's not T and Bozer. It's just Bozer. You just get the scraps, Sir Dork. Just kidding. But I hope you guys' week has been well. I hope you had a great Memorial Day. We took the week off on Memorial Day, and we enjoyed some family time, got some time out on a boat. But we're making up for it in spades this week because we not only have a Geek Out Sesh tonight, T is going to be playing the fuck out of the new Doom. So if you haven't picked up your own copy and you want to give it a try, tune in. He's going to be streaming on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Friday, and on Saturday, maybe, of playing Doom nonstop. Check it out. And then also Thursdays are ongoing TTRPG campaign of Fate called Cloudscapes. Pretty cool. Episode 5, Aaron, if you haven't already, check it out. But I know you didn't come here to hear my jaws flap because they're flapping way too late. I had a great excuse, though. It was my grandma's 96th birthday. Hell yeah. Cheers to grandma. 96. Can you believe that? And she was like chilling, hanging out. She was laughing, telling me the same 3 stories over and over again. But you laugh because you're just so glad that she's still alive. So that's how I spent the last 2.5 hours at a Red Lobster, living my best grandma's dreams. But now I'm here, and you get to meet a really cool guy who I'm really excited for because we haven't gotten to speak a lot. 1, because I was late today, but 2, this is a category of geekdom that I've been so curious about, and I just doom scroll. I get stuck into a hashtag of like toy photography, and just so curious on the process and how the whole thing works, and like what the goals are for the future in this kind of arena. So I'm really excited to hear more about him. And then at the end of the stream, we're going to put those skills to the test and give ourselves 60 seconds to make some okay-ish photography for me, probably super stellar photography of toys for him. But I want to see some emojis. I want to hear some applauso in the chats. Give it up for my new friend, Jared Middleton, also known as Sir Dork.
Hey, thanks
Welcome.
for the whoa, cool. Thanks for the love, appreciate it. And trust me, the whole thing in the beginning with accidentally doing, if you pull up any stream I've ever done on YouTube, about 30 to 40% of them have that exact error in the beginning. So it's okay. I felt right at home, right from there. So that was great.
Good. Thank you. Can we just give it up for this guy, because he has not only been super understanding of that moment, but like in the last hour and a half, I'm like, I'm coming, I'm gonna be late, I'm so sorry, and he's like, man, it's all good.
I know how it is. Trust me, I know. I've done much worse things than all of the things that aren't so bad that happened tonight.
Well, hang on to your hat, because I will do much worse things.
All right. Sounds good.
Alex says, both are as friends. I thought they were all captives. Well,
I mean, in a
he
way,
might be hidden away.
those are both terms that can be thought of in many different subjective ways. Then there's
Right. Is captive really a bad term? Maybe it's just got a negative stigma that needs to be reversed. Well, Jared, thank you so much for joining us here on
Thanks for
4
having
Geeks
me.
by Geeks.
Thanks
I
for
am
having
so
me.
curious. I have so many questions, but the first of which, what was your favorite toy growing up? We got to know.
So this could be like a hard question, but for me, I knew exactly what I was going to say, and I think this is
Really?
the only toy I can think of that I wish I could I want to reacquire, because I don't fall too hard for nostalgic things as far as toys, because I kind of just like the new stuff. I want to get the newest and best thing as far as toys.
Okay.
But they haven't made any new Street Shark toys since the Street Sharks toys from the 90s came out. They haven't done anything. It's just there hasn't been any resurgence of that IP at all, really, like since then, which is unfortunate, because that was something that I loved back then. So this whole Street Sharks line is
You just said the fucking word of the day, which is my everyday Street Sharks.
Yeah,
I loved Street. Hold on. This is unprofessional. It gets worse.
Oh, have you got some Street Sharkage? This is gonna be jawsome. I have 2 Street Shark things. One from when I was a kid, and then one from
Within reach.
Wow, cool! The complete series on DVD.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
That's actually really cool. The complete series. That's awesome.
Yes, I think I picked
really
this
cool.
up at a Walmart in like the $5.
I would have gotten that too. I don't buy a lot of DVDs like at all, but that's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually.
Nobody knows Street Sharks. Like, I keep literally. If you go back on so many other streams, you disappeared.
I'm sure.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
When were you born? What year were you born?
89.
89. Okay, I was in 92. So I think anyone from that 89 or even a little before, born to like 94 or something, anyone in that age range will probably have the same reaction. They all probably loved Street Sharks.
It was so good.
Alec D. Joan doesn't know, but
he's our baby.
Were they born in that time frame?
No, still. Alec is a 2000 and baby.
Okay, so that makes perfect sense. It was a thing that was kind of big for young boys in that exact time period, mid to late 90s. So if you were a young boy in that time period, you definitely knew Street Shark.
That and I've always botched the name. Machine Mice from Mars. It was in the same vein as Street Sharks.
I don't know. Machine Mice from Mars. I don't know that.
I'm Googling Machine Mice from Mars, and that's not it. But Biker Mice from Mars.
I have no idea.
Do you remember this? Is. Oh yes, you do. Hold on. I'm going to show you.
I'm Googling it also.
This.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I definitely know. I've definitely seen this, but I've never watched this. This was a 90s thing, huh?
Yeah. So good.
Super Nintendo game. Well, yeah, I can't give anything for that.
So that's okay. We got Street Sharks, and we'll always have Street Sharks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm with you. I'm stealing your answer. I want more Street Sharks memorabilia.
Yeah, I'm sure if they ever came out with something again, like it's just such a small window of people that would really love it. I feel like it wouldn't really.
There's got to be toy collectors. If we go to some toy cons, I bet we could find some.
Yeah, probably the old stuff. I would love to get at least the original 4, but I have 2 of them at the moment. Missing Streaks and Jab, I think their names were.
I'm proud of you for remembering their names, because I sure don't.
Streak, Jab, Slamu, and Ripster. Ripster was the leader.
Yeah, the leader. You know, I always had a problem with Slamoo not being the orca whale one.
Yeah, because he was Moby Lick.
Yeah, with
he
the
had the
big
tongue.
tongue.
Yeah, that there's definitely I don't know. I would mix them up too.
You can tell that they came up with Slamoo, and then later they're like, "Oh, damn,
Like,
we should have
right.
named the whale." But the thing is, back then, and I kind of have a feeling you might agree, back then, toys didn't have enough joints for me.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't the technology was not there to be able to make like toys as nice as they are now for the price that they can sell them. Like back, I feel like maybe that's just I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. Technology was
Even
not
then,
quite
I
there yet.
needed elbows and I needed knees to
Right,
bend.
there was no knees on those Street Sharks. They had a waist, and then I think maybe just like a little, yeah,
at the shoulders, like one at the shoulders. That's why I was a big fan of. I guess they were GI Joes, but they were small. They weren't like the big ones. It was like the little GI Joes. They had all kinds of career
Yeah.
paths for these guys, but they had so many joints.
yeah.
And
There's definitely
I
been a
used
big
to
resurgence for
fight
those
them
lately.
Pour one out for nostalgia. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Those are the things that should bend on
Yeah,
your toys.
we need all that articulation.
There's the word articulation. But before we get too far in the night, if you're not already a big fan of Sir Dork, Jared, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do as a geek.
Sure. Well, I'm a toy photographer, and it's literally exactly what it sounds like. It's just I take pictures of toys
What?
and try to do it in the coolest way possible. So then the picture, you look at it and you're like, oh wow, that's actually like that's really cool. And my goal is never to be like, oh wow, I thought that was real, because I feel like if you still know that they're toys and you see these toys doing something so weird and crazy, I feel like it's still that adds to the effect of how cool the photo is. So I'm never trying to fool anyone to think that they're not toys. And I tried to use as much practical effects and as possible. It's like there's, believe it or not, there is an actual quite kind of big and very much growing toy photography community that is all just toy photographers. And I'm kind of like known as the practical effects guy. That's what a lot of people will, which is a cool reputation to have, definitely. But yeah, that's so much what I do.
What define like practical effects versus what would be the other realms?
So think of a movie. If you're like love action movies and you're like, oh, that's just CGI, or like, oh, I love how they used real practical stuff.
Yeah,
like, kind of think of it that way. And both are great. I never wanted to knock anything like digital effects or something, but
like an old 80s movie would use a lot of practical effects.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, digital things work great. And mainly the reason why I don't do as much digital things is because I don't know how to create a big explosion in a photo digitally. I only know how to do that with some fireworks. So I'll use fireworks and I'll use just a lot of just outdoor elements to make something to sell action. So I'll use like, real dirt or water or stuff, just tangible things I can capture in camera to make them look really cool.
And they just photograph so well. Like I've been drooling over your photos.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of the figures now, especially nowadays, they look really good, and you can put them in poses to make them really look like they're doing the thing I'm trying to get them to look like they're doing, as opposed to just like there's a lot of stuff out there, and there's a lot of very nice, expensive toys too that you can get your hands on that make that even easier.
I'm sorry, I'm just drooling over do you have like a light just directly behind your light for the halo effect?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're such a professional, Jared.
Well, I'm a big fan of rim lighting, which is something I try to accomplish in my photos. And so putting light behind you makes that nice little glow.
I'm just gonna hold this.
Oh, nice. That looks really great.
Does that work? You can't even see the light.
It does.
Completely hidden.
It does. It literally does. You've got great rim lighting. Nice.
But yours is so small and you don't notice it till you notice it. You're like, oh, that's sexy.
I want more of it though. There's not enough rim lighting. It's not enough.
Okay, I feel like you have so much to teach me in my life.
I did
in-
just
in
get
my
a similar light
photography.
like that. I'm planning on putting it back there. So
Well, Alex says he's actually kind of sad because in one of your pics you had a pointy villain soul patch goatee, but you shaved it off.
oh, I guess so. Yeah, I did. I usually keep this, but I did shave that recently. Just I can't really grow a whole lot, so I gotta change it up as much as I possibly can, and that just means either having it or shaving it.
I
That's all
feel that. I don't grow it right here in this weird line.
What you've got is 1,000 times more than like this is it.
Well, what God gave me in beard, he gave you in toy photography skills.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you think so. It's definitely a cool art form, and I think the best thing about it is that it's so easy to get into, no matter what your skill level you think you may or may not have. You know, it's just you can just grab a figure, and you've got a phone. I'm sure phones take great stuff, and anybody can go out and do it. And you know, there's a lot of great materials that are for free outside. You can just go outside, take your figure, take a photo, and then you get hooked. Literally anybody can do it.
Do you mind if I show off your Instagram while we're talking about it?
Sure, definitely.
So if you guys haven't already, use command Sir Dork, or if you're listening back or watching back on podcasts or YouTube, the description will contain the link to this amazing profile. And like, look at these amazing. I just want to go like literally one by one because there's just so much here.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's Deadpool and some frozen pizza.
So I don't even know where to begin in this photo. How did you first like find that toy photography was your calling?
I mean, I've been a collector for whatever, just collecting toys, and I would just kind of post my stuff on Instagram, say check out my new figure, and just by doing that, I kind of stumbled upon toy photography on Instagram. And ever since I saw people doing this incredible stuff, I was hooked. And then I've been doing it for I think since 2014. So just
No way.
Just by doing things and keep doing them, you get better and you learn things. And so yeah, I just learn on the way just by doing stuff.
I'm just so impressed with all the lighting. Like you have lighting in your studio,
Thanks.
but Deadpool has like 6 lights pointed at him.
Yeah, like I said, I'm obsessed with rim lighting. So like, you know, like if you go back over to the photo, like if you look around Deadpool, there's at least a little bit of white light, like the glow, like you're saying, around his hole, which is the ultimate way to make anything pop in a photo, to make it look look really good. And so putting lights around the back and the sides of something can really get that rim lighting. And so that's why I have way too many lights around him to get that. And, you know, I want the pizza to look shiny too. So that's why there's all that stuff there.
And is that your actual hand, or do you have a hand
that's me.
model?
That's me. Yeah. I have a remote actually, which I have right here. It's like a little Bluetooth.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Remote, shutter, and sometimes I need to use both hands, so I'll turn the timer on. And this is actually a photo I did. Every month I hold like a challenge on my YouTube channel where you have to follow a theme, and if you post it with the theme with the right hashtag, and the theme this month was pizza, and then the top 100 photos get on the stream. So that was May's challenge.
That's you.
That's me. Yes.
A little bit of your goatee.
Right.
And this is a little bit of that practical effects you were talking about, like actual explosions.
Yeah, this is just a firework. That's a firework, and I mean, it's a little bit more. Like I'm oversimplifying it a little bit, where it's just I light off the firework and just take bursts of photos. But there's a lot of lighting and layering. I usually will take like several photos of firework here, lighting here, and I'll combine them all together in Photoshop to make like the main final product. So, but essentially, it's just a bunch of pictures of fireworks all together into one.
So essentially, we're not looking at the one photo that you really just fell in love with. It's like a composite almost.
Yeah, sometimes. So like the Deadpool one was just one. That was one photo. This one probably wasn't too many, but I'll usually have one or two photos of the fireworks in places, and then I'll take a couple photos with lighting on the figures where I want them, and then I'll put those together. And that works out well because if you have a lot of light with fireworks, you just get a whole lot of smoke. And I don't think smoke looks as good as just like the nice, beautiful bokeh of the blurry, yeah, you know, the blurry the sparks. I think look better than smoke.
Yeah,
so I'll do those separately.
have you ever tried this with like real models, just lighting fireworks on them? And...
my wife's is like a mega cosplayer, and I take all her photos. And she's not a huge fan of fireworks as I am, so I don't think we've done that quite yet, but maybe eventually.
You should try it. Let me know how it goes.
This one is, I would like to say this is just one photo, but this is, I think, 2 to 3 different photos. It's mostly just I'll take a bunch and then like I'll just take elements from one that I think look better in lighting and stick them together.
Okay. I'm trying to put on my finger on like why this sparks so much joy, you know? Like, but why does it spark joy for you? Like, how'd you fall in love with toy photography versus fruit or landscape?
Well, honestly, it's a lot of fun, and I've never really had a huge kind of creative outlet before this. I mean, I've always liked making like videos and stuff and taking pictures, I guess, but this is a cool kind of creative outlet that I feel like a lot of people don't realize that they have available to them. Like if you love these intellectual properties, you love Zelda or Star Wars or something, you can kind of create your own like scenes and your own kind of stuff with your figures and take a picture, and then you've created your own, like say you love Link, you love Zelda,
right?
And like you've always thought like I can create my own story with Link in this photo of myself of whatever I want in this picture. And now this never existed before, and now it does, and I made it. It's a really cool feeling. And you know, once you kind of learn the possibilities, and you can be like, hey, you know what, I've always loved to see Link and Pikachu I mean, I guess that's always been a thing, but you can say I would love to have Link and Star Wars in the same thing. I've always wanted that, right? And I can do that in toy photography. So it's cool to just see the endless limitations that there are.
And I appreciate that within your gallery here on Instagram, you show the finished product, and then you have this video that kind of shows the process behind it.
Thanks. Yeah, I love seeing that, just because it makes me like, because other people will do the same type of thing, and it makes me appreciate the final product so much more because I get to see how it was done. Like, oh wow, they actually did this like this or something. So I think that's really cool to see, and it also helps, like if you're ever trying to, in my opinion, to like grow a page or something, it helps with having all of that extra things for people to look at and potentially drop a like and a follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the behind the scenes.
Right.
Oh my God. I'm just obsessed.
I really appreciate it. And I also just appreciate you letting me just yap about it. But this is the ultimate
literally what we do.
Example of me taking 1 million photos and combining them together. So I think if you scroll to the next slide, you kind of get to see example. So these are all the layers that I'm adding in.
Oh, cool.
And then it goes from that to that. So it is all practical. It is all caught in camera except for the lightsaber. But it's just put together, several different things put together.
Oh my God. It's just, I think for me, it calls back to playing in the yard with my friend and taking those same great G.I. Joes with all the articulating joints and blowing them up with rockets and rocket launch or bottle rockets just to see what would happen.
It's a whole lot of that.
In our mind, like this is what it looked like, but we didn't have any way to capture it back then.
Yeah,
and now we do.
That's a huge feeling I'm feeling too. That you're outside in the yard, blowing stuff up, and Yeah, it's
So,
a lot
like,
of fun.
for one of these shoots, like this with Kylo Ren exploding, what's the time frame? Like start to finish, what are we looking at?
It definitely varies for sure, and most of the time I'll have these ideas kind of cooking in my head for weeks that I'm like, oh, I would love to do a photo like this, and I'll just be constantly thinking about it. So by the time I'm out there shooting, I know exactly what I'm gonna do because I know exactly what. There's basically have a whole plan. So it's like if I want to accomplish
Mhm.
this with this with this, I have to set it up this way, with this way. It's like if you think about movies, like a director of the movie knows how this scene is supposed to look, so that they have like
Right.
visual effects supervisors. So we have to shoot it like this, and then in post we can do this. So I have kind of it all planned out, which does help me go a little quicker. And it depends, but this Kylo shot maybe an hour tops to shoot, and then an hour tops to edit, but probably a little
No
bit
way.
less than that. Yeah, yeah. But
Dude.
it's just
It's just so cool.
once you kind of have a system down of what you like to do, whether
Yeah.
that be with anything like with cooking or something, like
Yeah.
like first I gotta cut it, first gotta do this, and I gotta watch, and you got a system down. It's all becomes very quick.
Well, if you guys haven't already, go over to Command Sir Dork and fall in love with all of these amazing shots like I am right now. Because I think you do an incredible job. And it's funny that it's highlighted even further when you show the behind the scenes of
Thanks.
in that
Thank you.
video, it looks like a toy. But in the photos, you capture so much personality and energy and facial expression in these toys that maybe on the surface don't seem like they're offering that much expression, but somehow in your photography, and you're not like morphing their faces at all, right?
Not really. It's very, very rare when I will. But if there's something I'm going for, I will change like the face just a tiny little bit because some figures they don't look so good or they have like an angry face, but I kind of want the
Yeah.
mood to be smart. But honestly, I can't really remember the last time I've done that. But sometimes,
How would you even go about doing that?
actually, in Photoshop, there are these filters called neural filters where they don't always work out so well. But in Photoshop, they'll recognize where a face is, and
Uh-huh.
you can kind of adjust like smiling or frowning or this, or you can just kind of like smudge and move eyebrows a little bit, and just moving some eyebrows can really change an expression quite a bit.
I don't have any, so I wouldn't know anything about that, but I hear I'm just making the joke before Alec does in the chat.
It's okay. It's like Super Saiyan 3, you know? When you go to
Right.
Super Saiyan 3, you lose your eyebrows and you become way cooler. So there you go.
Obviously, this is clearly me at Super Saiyan. Can't you tell? Can't you? Like, ugh.
I
I'm
appreciate
so
it.
glad that you accepted this invitation because honestly, I've seen this kind of genre of photography growing and growing as I'm just doom scrolling on our Geek account.
It is growing.
And
It's awesome.
and I've just been so excited to learn more about it. So you responded immediately and I was so touched. I was like, oh my God, I finally get to talk to somebody who does this. So if I was like, I want to get into this, you keep saying how easy it is. Even though I think you're underselling your talent and skill.
Thanks.
What are like the go-to programs or go-to pieces of equipment that you would not do a shoot without?
Well, I will I'll do a quick plug. If anyone is ever interested in getting into this, I put hours and hours into a YouTube channel that it's full of tutorials and instructional videos on how to do every little tiny thing you could possibly ever want to do with this. So if you ever are looking to do that, please head over there. It's just Sir Dork, just like everywhere else. But really, if you wanted to get into this kind of thing, it really is as simple as, even if you don't know how to use a camera, if you just go out with a phone and with a figure, that's really all you need. And like an easy way to make things look even cooler, just wait till like the sun is just about to set and you've got really harsh like sunset lighting, like that just makes everything look cooler. Just put them in a cool pose and you could kick up some dirt to make it look like he's running or something, and that's it. And then once you start there, you just kind of like, okay, I've done this. I kind of want to make it look like this, but that's really all you need. And what I use, I have a Sony Alpha mirrorless camera that I use, and which is fantastic. And just some, using a tripod is very helpful, just so you can kind of set the camera down where you need it, so then you can do other things and make everything fit perfectly. And I'm using like a $40 tripod from Amazon. I use little wooden sticks to hold the figures up while they're standing like that, and so that can be a pain, but editing those out can actually be incredibly simple. Just there's a lot of free apps that you can use to just remove those. It's very, very easy to do, and that helps a lot too, because when you're using a toy to try and put in a cool pose, you may feel limited by trying to make them also stand up at the same time. That can really limit the realism of your pose. So put them in whatever pose you want, and then prop them up with a stick, and then you're good. And
just edit the stick out.
Edit the stick out, and it's much easier than you'd think.
I'm one of those naive people. I'm like, oh my god, how do you get him to stand up like that?
Sticks work real good.
And I'm even noticing that here on your Instagram, people, if this is something you're wanting to get into, you list every piece of equipment that you used in this shot.
Yep, it's all right there. And even if on more newer posts in the last few months or so, the last slide of every post has the gear, the toys, and so.
Oh, you even say where to get the figure.
Yeah, this one was a little bit of a special
settings.
case. I had a cool collab with the Entertainment Earth store, which was actually really cool.
Cool.
So I had to add some extra stuff into that one. But all the info's there.
I just think about so many people in the creative world that feel like they have to keep what they do and how they did it almost like a secret. Otherwise, heaven forbid, someone else will go out there and do the same thing. But you clearly don't have that mindset.
Yeah, I think that's a mindset that will limit yourself too. The more open you are with things, the more people you are going to bring in. The whole YouTube thing, because I put a lot of time into that, and the only reason I have one is my wife convinced me to do it. And I didn't really have I was like, what should I do on this YouTube channel? It's like, well, toy photography. It's like, okay, well, instructional videos. Like, I'll just do that. That people like that. And even if I wasn't necessarily very good at something, I found myself learning more. I was trying to like teach it. So,
yes,
it's definitely it's good to share, and you're only holding back yourself by trying to keep things to yourself like that.
So if y'all are at home and you're not picking up on the golden nuggets that he just dropped, I'm hearing collaboration, cooperation over competition, and you don't have to have it all figured out. Just start.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I could. So this Instagram account is actually, it's like only 6 months old. I had an old account and I lost it because I was a dummy and didn't pump up my Instagram security well enough. So I lost like 75,000 followers, which really sucked. But on that old account, if you could scroll back years and years, and you could see my very first photos. And if you look at them, you would laugh. You'd be like, who did this? A 6-year-old or an 8-year-old? Like, no, that was me at 25 doing that. So, and it's cool because you could have been able to actually see the progress and watch. And it was just me figuring stuff out. I didn't know anything when I started, and that was okay. And I just kind of learned things as I went, and that was okay. So, like, everybody starts somewhere. Just never got to worry about that.
I just love that mindset, and we share the same one here on this channel. Like, if we waited for everything to be perfect, we just wouldn't ever go live.
Yeah.
We eventually just figured, you know what? Let us be the examples that you can, if you want to do anything. And then we have real experts like yourselves come on and drop the actual wisdom.
Yeah,
I think you should be
just go
really
for it.
proud of what you're doing, dude. Seriously.
Thanks. I really appreciate it. And one thing I also like to talk about too, which I hope inspires, is that no matter what you're into, even if it's toy photography or whatever art form, there's value in it. And with the world we live in now, with social media and how everything revolves around people doing stuff online, you could just start doing something like this, posting it everywhere and making it the best it can be. And real companies and people with money who want to use your skills will find you, and they will want to pay you for what you're doing. Just put your stuff online. And there are a lot of really cool things, that opportunities I've had just from doing this. And I know somebody that started doing toy photography because of me, they said, and now they work full time for a toy company just taking pictures.
Wow.
And that's like the coolest thing ever. And I love talking about
That's
that.
it.
Just do what you like to do. There's value in it. Stick it out there for people to find it, and
So it's
you'll
almost
find
like what you're saying is no matter what you geek out over, just geek out loud and your tribe will find you.
Yeah, that's literally it. Yeah.
Where have you guys heard that before? Every freaking week
There you
since
go.
this channel started. Like you are literally hitting the core tenets of 4 Geeks by Geeks.
Awesome. Cool.
And I
Definitely
knew you
listen
would.
to him.
I knew you would. No, listen to him. He takes things like these. I just was smart enough to have him on. Okay, but how did you do this?
This was so this is a recreation of the scene from the Suicide Squad, which is a really great movie. And I actually took an action figure, I cut it in half, and I filled it with these little skeleton things and red hot glue. And so I made a prop of a guy that's being ripped in half. And so there's me, and I'm spraying water, and also squirting a bunch of red water. And there's definitely quite a bit of editing. This one had a lot. I had to combine a whole lot of things, and I had to make the red really stand out amongst the rain.
Right.
But there's a whole YouTube video actually on this photo.
Well, I keep dropping your link in the chat here, but it'll also be in the description below if you're looking on how to get into this.
It's a lot of fun.
I can tell you're having fun. You wouldn't be doing it if you weren't having fun.
Cool. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Regarding the figures, is there like anything particular that you look for? Like I was talking about, I need a lot of articulating joints. Is that important, or do you just find whatever sparks joy?
Definitely. Yeah, well, there's a lot of brands that are kind of known for this type of thing. So like a lot of, like, as far as Star Wars is usually my go-to kind of thing. I love Star Wars. Hasbro makes these figures called Black Series, and you can find them at Target, Walmart, and they're solid. They make Marvel things, and they now make Indiana Jones, G.I. Joe. They're great figures, but usually I'll go for, there's a lot of Japanese companies that make like the same scale. So like this Indiana Jones figure is 1/12 scale. They make a lot of figures in that scale, but they're expensive. Like that Superman photo, that's like an over $100 action figure. It's made by Medicom is the brand, and it's very articulated. It looks really good. It's got a wire in the cape.
No way.
It's really, really good. So yeah, which really helps because you can pose it and make it look like it's flowing. Yeah, the wire in the cape's really great.
Look at all those sexy joints. There's 3 on each arm.
Oh, there's probably more than that.
Ugh.
But yeah, they're very expensive.
Please give me.
And figures that you have to pre-order, and if you don't, they'll sell out, and then the market value will double because they also have very high collector's value too.
Is that like half your job, just like hunting for toys?
Actually, it's funny, as I grow, I don't collect quite as much. I just buy things I know I want to shoot, and I kind of downsize even more because I specifically will try to get figures that I know are well-known characters that people can connect with, because I like to do these photos, whatever, but I like to use really recognizable characters so people can see it and be like, oh, cool, that's Superman doing that, as opposed to going super deep into Star Wars lore and using a character that not necessarily everybody can really connect with.
Yeah.
So I'll usually try to go with super recognizable characters.
And that's good for the algorithm.
Exactly. Yeah. As much as I'm always trying to just have fun and take pictures of what I want, I definitely am. I'm trying to think about how I can grow the most on platforms and all that stuff.
I'm always interested in that conversation because in my life for work, I have to do a lot of social media stuff. So I'm always living in it. But the conversation sparks most interest just in this realm because, like, for us at 4 Geeks by Geeks, like, this is not our job. This is a hobby. This is something we enjoy doing. But we also want to walk the balance of, like, yeah, we want to keep growing it and getting more people within the community so that they can also reap the benefits of what we're doing and connect with other geeks. So how do you balance those things for yourself?
I guess that is kind of interesting. But one of the things is, whenever I get an idea for a photo, the idea comes first and then the characters and that kind of thing comes second. Like, this would be really cool for this to happen. Okay, what character should I use? So the Deadpool one with the pizza. I really wanted something with pizza. That was the whole thing. I think that'd be really funny. It's like, okay, what's a character that will work well for this? Like, okay, Deadpool works. He's always breaking the fourth wall. He's funny. That's something he would do. So that character fits. So I chose him because it fits. And like, everybody loves Deadpool now. Like,
Everyone loves Deadpool.
Everybody loves Deadpool. So that really helped with that. And so, the way I always want the page itself to look very followable. So like, every time there's always somebody looking at your page for the first time, and like, if you look at your page, it's like, okay, does it look cool? Does it look like something somebody would want to click follow on? So I'm always trying to make it look and feel like solid looking. Same thing with each post. Every post you make is somebody's first post you're going to see, and is it going to be cool? And so, yeah.
Not for nothing, this is one sexy ass feed.
Thanks. I appreciate it. That's one thing about losing my old account. I was able to just start from scratch and put out exactly how I wanted it.
Clean it up.
Yeah.
With every shoot being a little bit different, with like pyrotechnics and dandelions and flowers and fireworks, what was the shoot that gave you the most trouble?
Oh, so you're actually on one that the first thing that comes to my mind is there's that one Pokemon one with Ash and Articuno, and this sometimes I'll go and take a photo and it just won't work out, and I'll be frustrated and I'll be like, damn it, I'm all like, it didn't work, and this took me 3 tries to do, and this is dead in the middle of winter to, like, January, where
outside.
Yeah, this is outside. And so, like, I like to shoot outside, and I'm a much more, a whole lot less limited that way. So the winter is really tough for me because not only is it cold, but it gets dark at like 2 p.m. That's
right.
Exaggeration. So this was really hard for a lot of reasons, and lighting, and this was just very complex because I wanted to have not only Articuno there as the main focus, but I wanted Ash too to be there, and Pikachu, and effects and lighting. And so all of these subjects in the photo, plus being at night, is really difficult to get moving particles at night because you need a lot of light to have a fast shutter speed to get moving particles. Plus, and it was just very tough. It was tough, and it took me 3 separate nights. Like, oh, didn't work out. Go try it the next night. And eventually, I figured it out. It's just a really tough shot.
What's up, Raiders? Thanks for hanging out. Welcome back. Oh, Raider from Hasbro. What's up, guys?
Oh, whoa! All right, thanks, Hasbro. I'm a big fan of your work.
Oh, it's the real true blue Hasbro.
All of these figures all around my room right now are pretty much all Hasbro. Thanks. I'm a fan.
Thank you, guys, and thanks, Alec, for handling the shout-outs. We are geeking out with Jared Middleton, also known as Sir Dork. Use command Sir Dork and go follow his sexy feed. Not feet, feed. That's the next stream after dark.
Yeah.
And he is an amazing toy photographer. He's sharing literally all of his secrets because that's the amazing human that he is.
Thanks.
And yes, Hasbro, he owns the toy company.
Wow, that's crazy. Thank you, Hasbro, for all that you do. Like I said, big fan.
When I get sad at night, I think I'm just gonna come to your feed and scroll.
Hey, go for it. I know
just
you
brings me such joy.
toys. Give it a shot sometime.
I do. Captain
Really,
Giggles
you know
loves to
you're
hear
doing
what
with
the
some
heck.
stuff. I think you'd be great.
This kind of makes me want to go find my old neighborhood friend that we used to blow up GI Joes and try it again. We're older now. We have some great tips from your YouTube channel and from all of your Instagram feeds that literally break down how you got each shot. And I think we could do better.
Go for it. Please do. That would make me very happy.
So I started a little bit late for y'all that didn't know. And normally I might ask these kinds of questions beforehand. So bear with me. But is this your full-time gig or is this kind of the side piece?
No, it's definitely my side piece. I do have a day job. I'm a health insurance supervisor. This is my work computer right there. So I get to work from home, which is quite nice. But I guess I can say that I do this professionally also, which is really kind of a cool pinch me kind of thing to know that I can do stuff and get paid for it that I love. And I've done some work for Disney, which is really cool. And
really,
I don't think I have anything on the Instagram that I've done for them. It's usually stuff that that I have to keep on. I can't. There's contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm actually right now I'm doing my first work for Warner Brothers, which is really exciting. So I'm a big DC fan. So that's really cool. And it's just companies can find you from making your work the best it can be and putting it out there for people to see.
So maybe you can't tell us the specific projects, but does that process look any different than your normal day-to-day stuff that you put on your feed?
Yeah, well, most of the time, yeah, just because the companies are usually looking for something very specific, and they're not always trying to promote the same type of toys I typically like to shoot all the time. Sometimes it'll be like Funko. I've done a lot of Funko, which I do actually really enjoy to shoot Funko because they photograph really well, and they're already posed, and light bounces off them quite nicely, and they're very photogenic. So I've done a lot of Funko stuff, some Lego, and some smaller kids figures, that kind of thing. And so anything I've done with Disney before, they're very, very particular, and they'll have ideas they want, and then those change. And so they're very particular with what they want. So it's not always necessarily, but if you were to see something I've done, you probably will still be able to tell it was mine. It has, I'll have my own little kind of style to it. For the most
I would say you do, because everything that I'm looking at, it's all bold. The colors are bright. The editing style kind of shares an aesthetic, and
Thanks.
I love the practical effects so much. What does that mean to you? Is that holy shit, Jared, look, I made it? Or is this just one step into a future goal?
It definitely feels that way. It's really cool. And I get excited anytime I get to talk about it, because it's like I said, this is my first time doing a Warner Brothers thing, so I get to now I have that to put under my my belt, whatever, which is it's really cool. It's really, really cool to be able to do that. And I would love it to be something I can do full time one day. Not quite there yet. Doesn't pay all the bills, that's for sure.
Right.
But for sure one day. And there's a lot of other ways to bring in income. Like YouTube is a huge opportunity, and I know Twitch is too. And so if you continue to push things on there. You can get paid from those. Which there's a lot of different avenues to make income from this kind of thing, whether it be any type of social media thing. There's plenty of different places.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
Thanks, man.
Think of little baby Jared looking forward.
Appreciate it.
There's a question. If you could go back in time and talk to baby Jared, what's something that you would tell him?
I would say, honestly, I wouldn't say a whole lot different. I think, I know I'm really grateful for the way things have worked out exactly how they have, but I would say to bump up your security on your accounts and don't. So basically what happened is, I got an email one time about a copyright strike on a YouTube video. Very, very convincing email, but it was not real. And I did click on it.
Yep.
And so they got into my entire Google account and locked me out. And so, which was, it was one of the worst days ever, but the Google team is really incredible, and they actually helped me not only get it back, but they restored the channel to exactly the way it was. Like the last person deleted everything off, and there's a lot of years of work. Is like 40,000 or something. I thought I lost YouTube, and so I did get that back exactly the way it was, which was great. And then like a couple weeks later, whatever they did, they got into my personal Facebook account somehow, which I don't have like any security on, because I don't really care about Facebook. I don't even really use it, but it was connected to other meta-based things, including Instagram. Yeah. And so Facebook just shut down basically everything connected to it, which did include my like 75,000 follower Instagram that I've been putting for 10 years. And I lost it. So best advice is to put two-step verification on everything. Don't click on any emails. And
don't open any emails ever.
All right,
you heard it here, guys.
Don't click on any. Just be careful with what you click on. If you get any emails that say like you have had this, okay, that's great. Go to the source of that email to see more information. Go right to YouTube, and if there's any information, it'll be there. You don't have to click on any emails. So that's what I would say. Be careful. No matter what you do online.
Like, what the fuck do they get out of that? Just ruining your life and your creativity. They weren't able to get into your bank account, so then why delete everything else?
Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, it was a crappy day, but it never really made a huge difference. The only real difference now in my life is that I don't have that big fancy number to flash in front of people to say, I got this Instagram account with all this. Everything else is the same. Everything else is exactly the same. The opportunities haven't stopped or whatever. So, which is
you're still getting bombarded by small potato Twitch channels wanting to talk to you about your toy photography.
We're all small potatoes. I'm same.
Oh, Jared, I just love your energy, and strangely enough, like a large majority of our guests share exactly what you've been sharing tonight, which is a love for what you do, passion for sharing it, and a safe place for people to gain knowledge, to also share their passion, to gain inspiration.
Cool. I'm happy to hear that, and yeah, I would want nothing more than that, really.
That's so cool. Like, I'm honored to have you on the show and to make your acquaintance.
Appreciate it, man. I'm just glad you think it's cool, and trust me, I'm someone that doesn't really love to just go on and on about my own stuff and my own crap that I do, just because I don't want to be that braggy guy. So giving me the opportunity to do that is great. So thank you.
Yeah, oftentimes none of us, well, some people do, and sometimes they're assholes, but most of the time people don't want to do that. So that's why we exist. We want to give you the platform, force you to geek out about what you're doing, because you're doing such great things. And I think people deserve to see that and see behind the curtain. And hopefully it does spark some new passions out there.
I hope so. Toy photography is great. And Alec, I don't have any Scooby-Doo toys. I think it'd be cool to have like a Shaggy back when Shaggy was like big meme to be the most powerful guy. You know, that would have been fun to do a Shaggy photo, but I don't have any. And thanks, Rulberg. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Rulebig says those photos are all so good. Alex says he's unfollowing because you don't have Scooby Doo.
Well, once somebody puts out a solid Shaggy figure that's like really good, I'll go for it. There's a brand called Super 7 that just put out a $60 SpongeBob figure, and I just bought it, so I can't wait for that to come in. So maybe
SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob. 60
Okay.
bucks.
I can't wait to see that shoot.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
We have one figure that actually there was a guy on the channel, Moose, that we went to a Comic-Con, and we just kind of fell in love with this thing, and we went halvesies on it because it was just too much to spend.
Ooh, what is it? What is it? Expensive figures. It's a hot toy.
Hundreds of articulating parts.
Oh, is that a Play Arts Kai?
Yes.
Nice. Those are cool. I've got a couple of Play Arts Kai. Yeah, those are pretty figures.
So pretty. It took forever to put it together.
Oh, you had to build it?
A little bit. Just like you had to put together this articulating like steampunk wing.
Yes.
Bits and his gun and some parts he had to place together. For the most part, he was together, but I'm just trying to get him to stand up. And now that I picked him up, I'm never going to get him to stand back up.
Yeah, so those are really cool and very unique. Very unique. There's not a lot of
unique.
Not a lot of companies do it, especially in that scale. It's kind of like a weird, like 9-inch kind of scale.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's very. They do really cool, different stuff.
I could just stare at him and find new, tiny details every day.
I've got a both from the Arkham Origins game that came out a while ago. I've got the Batman and the Deathstroke from in players. Was there a domino effect? A few figures.
There was a domino. Yep. That's what I get.
Definitely know that. Definitely know that one.
Oh, that's a Balor figure. Yeah. Okay. We'll pick up that later. That's a later exposure problem. By the way, Alec found a link to an Amazon of a Shaggy figure for you.
50th anniversary. All right. I'm very picky with the figures I'll spend my money on because I want to make sure it's a good one. So I'll look into it, Alec.
But let us know if it ends up being worthy of your choice.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, Jared, after we've been talking about all this photography and looking at your figures, I'm feeling kind of inspired.
Really?
Yeah. Like you talk about all you need is a phone and a figure. I've got a phone. I've got figures. Could we take some photos right now?
Yes, let's do it.
Sweet. Okay, y'all, here's how it's going to work. I've got some prompts ready, but I want to take some from the chat. Give me some like ridiculous scenarios like proposal gone wrong or interviewing for an office job. And we're going to do our best. We're going to give ourselves like a minute to take figures within reach. I've got this Daredevil.
Oh, nice.
That actually, he was like one of the first really
That's a Ben Affleck one. Wow, that's an old one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I got him at Walmart it was Target. I can remember. I was on like a vacation and I counted all of the articulating joints because I really wanted a lot of articulation. And I've kept them ever since.
Nice. That's cool. My figure is very new. I've got an Indiana Jones from that came out like a month and a half ago. So he's very new.
Are you excited for the new movie coming out?
Yeah, a lot. I'm a big Indy fan, so I'm hoping this captures the same feeling the other ones did. Either way, I'll be excited. I'll love it. I'll love it.
How much CGI do you think they're using on his face?
Well, apparently the first 20 minutes of the movie is young Indy with the whatever deep fake young technology they're doing. First 20 minutes, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But
they're so good at it now.
Yeah, the technology is it's getting better fast. So this is probably the best of it so far. And DSB, I see in the chat, I definitely have a few Spider-Man shots in there. Not a huge Marvel guy. I mean, I love Marvel, but I usually I think of DC first. That's just whatever. So
Is that
I
like
don't
a
do Spider-Man
childhood
a whole
thing?
lot. Maybe, I don't know. I just connect more with like Superman and Batman and those guys. But I do still love Spider-Man. So there's definitely some Spidey shots on there, promise.
Okay, Jared, you ready to take some pics?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've got an idea that I think would be fun. So unless
So I'm
there's
gonna
any
give us.
chat ideas.
Oh yeah, we'll get some. We'll get some. I'm sure they'll come up with some. I'm gonna give us 60 seconds, and let's start with the prompt. Proposal gone wrong. I don't know. Take that as you will, any way you want. No wrong answers. And in that minute, use your figure, take a photo, send it to me through Instagram, and then I'll put it up. And we'll see if anybody can guess whose is whose.
All right.
Okay? Okay, I've even got a little timer here. Proposal gone wrong. 60 seconds on your mark. Get set. Go. Okay, how'd we do?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I got it. I'm sending it over to you now.
Okay. Perfect. Chat, come up with some good categories for us. This is proposal gone wrong. Oh, I just got it. I'm gonna send myself this photo. Let me put it up in Keynote. Yeah, there's a peek behind the curtain. Would you this? And let me get yours.
Say the Nightbot thing in the chat is actually really cool. I tried
Yeah.
that once. I didn't really get very far with it, but it's very smart. It's like sending links and everything.
Yeah, that's connected. It's if you go to nightbot.com, like you can set up commands. And so like they just use !Sir Dork, and I've just pre-customized it to say keep your jewel off his toys and on his pics, and then
I
have the
thought it
link.
was just like smart enough to know that someone was like asking for the link and it just went and got it. Like that would have, but still, it
I
still
wish
is really cool. But that would even be.
I wish it was that AI, but it's not.
It'll be
Oh
there
my
soon.
god. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. This I give up. I give up. Okay, guys, I'm about to show you, and I'm gonna let you guess whose is whose. It's not gonna be hard. Oh, you made a poll. Okay, good. Well, first,
Excited to see yours.
don't be. I don't know if this is cheating because I immediately had to add new figures. Okay. All right, here is maybe mine.
Whoa, nice. We got Deku over there.
Yeah, I think Daredevil tried to propose to Deku, and Deku said, "This is not a princess cut. Get out of my
Said no.
face."
Yeah, and a very big. Must have been a very big ring to be such a big box. So
It wasn't big enough.
I guess
Not for Deku. Not for Deku. But let's check out this professionalism. He goes to propose, and his scalp came off.
Yep. He or she was not buying the baldness. So the hat is not supposed to come off the figure, but I took it off by thinking it was supposed to, and I kind of ripped it off, and he kind of looks a little silly without it.
It just looks like his brain. Or no, what's it remind me of? Matilda. When he glues the hat to his head. Remember the Matilda movie? Ever watch that?
Yeah, but
and they rip it off, and it's like all of his scalp comes with it.
Jeez. That's gruesome. I don't remember that.
It is pretty gross. What's this amazing like Stream Deck looking piece of machinery you have in the foreground?
Oh, it's a Stream Deck. I guess Stream Deck is its own thing, but it's by Loop Deck. Is the brand Loop Deck. And actually, my friends bought it for my birthday, and it's cool. You can connect it with OBS Studio and Photoshop and stuff, and you can basically any command that you want, like whether it be switching scenes or something, just push the button and you make the button. It's really cool. It's very helpful with stuff.
Yeah, your Stream Deck just looks so much fancier than mine. I'm like, wow, you have knobs? I just have buttons.
Okay, that's the is that the Elgato one?
Elgato, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Elgato's really great.
You know the bummer? So we stream, and someone gifted me this Stream Deck, and I was so excited. And then because of I don't really do this on a big PC, like I'd like to someday, but I just use my MacBook, and it just isn't suited well for like OBS all the time. So I've used Melon. Melon doesn't really coordinate with a Stream Deck, and so it sits here collecting dust.
Yeah, I know the
What's
feeling.
up, John?
I used my laptop for not so great laptop for a long time, and I made the investment, and I just bought. I don't know anything about PCs, but I bought a pre-built gaming PC from Walmart that I did some research on, and apparently it's pretty good, and it's been treating me quite well since then.
I heard good things about that. Like, if ever I get a gaming PC, that's probably what I'm gonna do, or go to Best Buy or something.
Yeah, it's just the brand I bought is called iBuyPower, and it's a pre-built gaming PC, strong enough to like it's fast. Photoshop opens in like 10 seconds. It's crazy.
No way.
Yeah, instead of like clicking on it and you're like just gonna wait for it to open. No, it comes up.
That's what I do now.
Yeah, it's
annoying,
cool.
And it's on a Mac.
And I don't really do anything else on it. Like I don't play games or anything, so that's the main focus of my computer. So, yeah, it's very nice.
Okay, you ready for round 2, Jared?
All right, let's go for it.
Chat, if you have any suggestions of a category for our photo competition, even though it's hardly a competition, let us know. But for this next one, let's do not getting the job.
Not getting the job.
Not getting the job.
All right.
Think you got something in mind?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to give us another minute. I might have to cheat some more to keep up. And on your mark, get set, go. Oh my God. I broke more toys.
Oh no. Well, I will say too, for toy photography, you're not always in a time crunch, or you also have more resources than what's at a desk. So it's not always this hard.
Really? You have more than 60 whole seconds to do your shoots? No way.
Yeah. Most of the time.
Part of mine broke in my shoot, so I had to just hold it together.
Did it actually break?
No. It came apart. Okay. You'll see what I mean. It's meant to, in a way. I just saw yours. You guys, this guy is such a professional. Even in 60 seconds. His stuff is so good.
I'm glad you like it. I was pretty proud of that one. It's kind of funny.
It kind of looks dirty in a way.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's always up for interpretation. That's art for you.
See, the DSP gets it. This is why we can't have nice things. Exactly. Okay, here's why I can't have nice things. Because the Black Ranger auditioned for the Green Ranger, and he did not get the job.
Nice. Okay, that's one of the head switching figures, right? From
Hell yeah!
Nice. Nice.
Hell yeah! Actually, this is a gift from a past Geek Out Sesh guest that back when they were back in the down here in the actual physical basement, he brought one of these and he's like, this should live here on your set. So
those were
he's
the
always
first Power Ranger figures. Those were the first.
Yup.
The next one were those big, the big ones that you could get in the big triangle shaped tube thing.
Oh, okay.
What is the is that like a Ninjago dragon or something?
It's exactly what it is.
Oh wow, nice.
He lives up on a shelf, but he came down for this.
That's cool.
And his whole jaw popped off.
Oh.
So I had to keep it closed. I was trying to get him to just hold it in his jaw. But see, I have to whip out like these big guns to come up with anything remotely close. Meanwhile, you use literally what's within reach. Look at that.
Well, I mean, I do have
making
this figure is very new, so there's a lot more I could probably do with it. So that is an advantage I think I have.
Because he's got more joints and
he's got more joints, and just overall you can probably do a little bit more with him. So that's definitely an advantage that I had.
All right, ready for last round?
All right, let's do it.
I am using an idea generator.
Oh, cool.
I'm okay. There's a lot of prompts for this. Oh my god! I just wanted a silly idea generator. Yep. Okay, this is dumb. I was trying to give us something random that we just had to both use. Look how prepared I am. Here we go. Okay. First dance.
First dance.
First dance. Okay, last round. Pull out. This is where you pull out all the cookies. This is for all the marbles. I lost all my marbles. We get 60 seconds. On your mark, get set. I think we're onto something here. You can tell we're getting our stride.
Yeah, this is fun.
Because you already sent yours and I already got mine. I just got to send it to myself because I'm so tech savvy.
Yeah, this is just, you get good at doing stuff by doing it.
And 3 photos in, look at us. Well, you're already a pro, but I think I'm pretty much a pro. I can do what you can do.
I think you're doing great. I think you're doing amazing.
Move out of the way. Here I come. No, I would never claim such things. Oh my god. I just saw yours.
I was proud of that. That one came out. That was a good idea.
That's a great idea. Okay. First dance. We both went a little rogue. And that's okay. Boasters coming for our jobs. Run. Don't worry, your jobs are fucking safe. Okay, first dance. Here's mine.
Whoa, okay. That's the Diva mech, right?
Uh-huh. Dancing
really
with
cool.
a Gundam.
With a Gundam. Nice.
I'm a big Diva fan. She's my favorite.
Those two go well together.
I thought so. You know, it's a little awkward. They're not quite sure how the controls work, but they're going to make it work and have beautiful children together someday.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But meanwhile, over here, we're working through some trauma, maybe?
Maybe. So that's a Darth Vader phone holder. You know, one of these things.
No way.
And
that's awesome.
Which is very handy. So I was like, all right, he can just hold Indy and he can be doing some crazy pose or something. And there it is.
Dip me, baby. Dip me.
Exactly.
Dip me, daddy. So there you go, kids. Goes to show. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't even take a lot of time.
It's true.
you can get into toy photography.
Yeah, that's true. This is great because this is just an example of proving it to you. That's how easy it is, just with a phone.
Wow, I'm so good at interviewing, guys. I'm kidding. But if you are wanting to know a lot more about phone photography, not phone photography, oh my God, toy photography, you can find out more through Command Sir Dork at his Instagram, because it's really cool. He shows you the photo, he shows you the behind the scenes. Sometimes he even shows you the equipment, the process. DSB says, we can get into photography, but how do I get out?
You don't. Or actually, if you just stop if you don't want to. That's all.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
I don't feel like it anymore. And then, of course, visit him on YouTube, where he's doing the real instructional videos.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate
the link is there.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and if you ever have questions or anything, please, I would be more than happy. Send me a message. I'd be more than happy to help out any way I can.
We can just reach out and say, hey, I'm working on this.
Yeah.
I'm having problems. You can help me.
I get messages like that every day, and I'm always happy to help. I mean, anything I can do to help just toy photography grow. Just, I want it to be a household thing.
You know how I know that that's not a lie? Because you answered my message immediately.
The only messages I won't answer are the ones I shouldn't answer.
Yeah, the ones that get thrown to your hidden folder. Do you want more followers on Instagram?
Yes.
Wait, on that note, can I ask a real question? I should just wait till we're off stream, but
Sure.
did my message on first glance seem like a bot, or did it seem like a real person?
I don't remember. I do have our thing open right away. Let me scroll up.
Okay. This just because it came to mind,
No, not at all.
Okay, good. Because I'm always afraid that someone's just going to glance or bot and delete it.
No, not at all. I don't think so at all. And I've been in the position too where I've wanted to reach out to something and give information and also ask something all at the same time. And
Yeah.
that's exactly how I would have done it.
Okay, well, if that's how Jared does it, and that's how I'm doing it.
No, that wasn't bot at all.
Okay.
It was bot, usually starts with, "Hello, love the things you're doing on your page. I'm saying a generic thing about what I like, about what you do. Love the stuff."
Yeah.
Would you?
The real flag is when they call me Four. Hey, Four. So glad. I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Yes.
But to the rest of you, thank you so much for geeking out with us and Sir Dork, Jared Middleton himself, on toy photography. Thanks for hanging out. We do this each and every week, Mondays at 8:30 Eastern Standard, live on Twitch, and then you can always catch it back on YouTube or podcast the very next day, because why wait? I've had such fun and really inspiration talking to you. Even to be honest, you haven't inspired me to get into toy photography, but you've inspired me to just keep geeking out and doing what I'm doing.
Cool. That's great. Definitely. Absolutely. I think that's really awesome. So I'm glad to hear it.
Good. I think you're doing everything that I think your goals are to do based on our conversation tonight. And I think you should be nothing but proud, and everybody should be nothing but proud and impressed and wanting to support you.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much.
It's not bullshit. It's real. And DSB, look, your first inspo. This whole thing reminded me that I need to do a shoot sometime this week.
Awesome. Well, DSB, if you end up doing a shoot, I would love to see it. Send me the photos or tag me in them on Instagram. Please tag me on them. I'd love to see them.
Beautiful. Look at us making friendships, making connections. But guys, thank you so much. As always, I am Bozer.
And I'm Jared.
There we go. We even practiced, but only once. And you just keep
geeking out.
Geeking out. Stick around for the raid. Bye.
Wow.